I bet not very many people know that this is here. So this is the rail, the spur line from the mine here at Yankee Boy, from where the tipple or the ore bin is. And yeah, this is where the rail came down. And it's just really a stone's throw from Grand Forks. So this is the only really major producing mine that I know of that you know, it's right close to Grand Forks. So it's real easy to find this mine. You just head up the Hardy Mountain Road till you see that sign that says no hunting on it on that corner, and then you'll know you've actually passed it. And you just turn around and you look right behind you, and there's a little trail going up the mountain there. 5 minutes up there, take you 5 minutes, real easy walk, and you can have a look at the Yankee Boy Mine. Alright, so this will be the main portal for the Yankee Boy Mine. See how far we can get. Still got some railway tracks in here yet. From what Paul told me, his dad had this mine, and sometime in the 50s they were still mining in here, and there was a lot of opposition to the mine, and they had some vandals that came in and did a whole bunch of damage to their equipment, put sugar in the tanks, and that was the end of the mine. They never fired her up again. So. We got a couple small little stopes in here. They cleaned up a bit of ore as they went along here. Whoa. That's one thing about the lower levels there. Not the drier levels. Well, that ends there. Huh. And that carries on, but I'm definitely going to need my boots though. Oh well, we shall return, as General MacArthur once said. The top one is pretty steep getting in. I hope this is entry-level shaft here, and it appears to be. So the one up top there is quite narrow going in. And this one appears to be plugged. And we'll get in there and we can have a look at all these, see what's all in here. Pretty narrow, stoped out area, but it looks interesting. Anyways, we found quite a few entrances. We're finding lots of entrances to the Yankee Boy here, and it's a fairly narrow vein. Oh, this is about the widest part I've seen so far, but shouldn't be a problem getting down into here. So it's a vein that follows a pretty narrow area here, and I think they're probably all connected, but it's not looking too steep here, so have a look here, see what we can hop down here without breaking my neck. Well, see, that's interesting right there, because it almost looks like a bit of a railway there. Well, if I can take my camera off, I can stick it in my pocket and I can just slide across there. Oh, I made across this little shelf here, so I'm not really sure what the purpose of that was. I guess maybe to, yeah, for everybody's down, eh? Yeah, a little tricky getting across there, but nothing too terrible. Have a look down there. A fair ways down. I guess they just kind of put this up there to sit and have lunch or something. I don't know. Little flat spot in here. I think as we look up there, that's where the very first adit I found was way up there. A very long, narrow adit, eh? Or a stope, I guess, not an adit. These mines, you know, they're all different, eh? You never find two the same. Makes it interesting. And that's a long ways up there. Cool, eh? I just worked all that vein out, all the way up and around there. I bet they never used any explosives or had any tunnel or anything like that. They just packed all this ore out. I can't remember if he said it was a silver mine, or a copper, or gold, or what it was. Silver, I think. So we're at the height, the top of the bottom of the stope. You look either way, it goes down. Easier to film going down because then you don't have to listen to me huffing and puffing going up. So we'll just continue on down this way. We'll have a look up there. Not very far underground. Fair bit of material mined out of here though. I don't see no road or anything. I don't really know where it all came out of. You'd expect them to push it all down somewhere. Oh, an old ladder. Well, they don't look very healthy neither. Well, that's definitely not very healthy. Huh. Well, obviously all this material, it goes down a long freaking ways yet. What we'll have to do is, we're near the top of this mine. What we're gonna have to do is keep walking down the mountainside, and we'll find the bottom of the mine, and there's got to be some kind of a road or something where we can walk into the bottom. So we'll see if we can get to the bottom of that ladder somewhere. We can maybe go down this way, we'll see. I doubt it. I think that's a pretty steep warpath there. And there's got to be some kind of a major road somewhere on the other side. We came from this side, so we haven't been around here. I can see the light way down there, so. I don't know how steep this will get going down here. No, we came from this side here. Let's see how steep this gets going down here. We might have to climb back out again and then try to find a lower entrance. The rocks wedged in here. Well, that was a pretty skinny ladder. This one gentleman working in here, a fat guy like me wouldn't step on a ladder that freaking small. Yeah, well, see, I could hop down there, but I might not be able to get back up again. Oh, see, so it looks like a pretty steep on that side too. So we'll just keep working our way down the mountain, and we'll see if we can find a lower entrance here. There's another shop on the top above that tin shack there, so mineralization doesn't look too impressive, you know, but that's just the country rock that's left now, so I'm sure they cleaned up, you know, whatever ore was in here, so. And I think they just pushed all this material from the top of the very top stope all the way down to the bottom. And I don't know, maybe they're hooked onto the railway at the bottom or something. I'm not really sure how that worked. We'll find out. So, you know, the biggest hazard to this mine is actually falling rock. You know, and there's problem is there could be someone climbing up above us here, and you know, they just throw a rock down or something comes loose, and just to see how far down it is. So we've kind of implemented a new practice, and it's just a matter of going, "Hello, is anyone down there?" Just alert people, you know, because if a rock falls, you know, that far down and hits them, it's probably going to kill them. Yeah, so a pretty fair climb up here. We're just above Saddle Lake here, and there's kind of a little road right to the bottom here. Follow down, but we've had to climb up here with all our ladders and ropes and stuff, so we're going to go down that ladder and see how things go. I'm going down this really steep slope with this 50-foot ladder that I got, and some you guys are going to laugh at how many places I got this freaking ladder tied up, anchored. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, about 4 places. But that's okay. I'm here for entertainment. So, and yeah, so we're gonna head down here. There was a ladder here, a real old ladder a long time ago. It's fair ways down, but it's completely rotted off here. Sure where this ladder was. So we got our little ladder, and we're gonna climb down there, I guess, and see what's down there. You know, that's what always happens when you're going down these things. You're thinking, oh shit, am I gonna really go down there? That looks pretty nasty. But let's get down the bottom. I think, that wasn't so bad. So yeah, it wasn't so bad at all. Now we find out whether it was worth all the trouble. Lots of rats here. Well, lots of rat shit, at least, anyway. Oh, there's a rat right there, look. See him there? Hello there, Mr. Rat. What you doing there, buddy? What do you think of all this light? I don't know how they climb up them walls. Come on, climb up the wall for us. Let's see how good of a climber you are. That ain't going for it, eh? Okay. There's his nest. Probably don't like me standing on his bed, eh? So, that's the way we came up. Up, 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 up. There's the ladder. So, yeah. And that's where we're heading. Down. Good, looks good. Sorry about your nest there, buddy. Oh, isn't that neat, eh? Neat little, narrow little stope here. Oh, there's another rat. Oh, he's got babies too. That's a big rat, eh? I never heard of a rat attacking anyone. Well, he got nowhere to go, does he? And he's got babies. Holy shit, that's a big rat. Okay, I'm gonna back up. Fuck, I've never seen a rat that big. It looks like a rabbit. Yeah, well, so climbed all the way up here to see 3 rats. Oh, well, you win some, you lose some. So, here we go, I guess, back up. So we're just on our way back out to the Yankee Boy, and we'll just show you what we found on the way back out. So, yeah, basically there's this pretty cool little mine here. I would say it's fairly safe. There's no real big open stopes or anything. And there's only 3 branches here, so you're going through a fair bit of water at the very beginning. You know, maybe 1.5 feet, 2 feet of water. And there's three branches, and they all end. They're been filled in or caved in or whatever. And that's where you can go. I'd advise you to be cautious if anyone's thinking about kind of checking out some of the top levels. There's a lot of loose rock up there, so be really careful if you're traveling with some people hiking in the area. Best thing to do is just stick real close together, and then you won't have to worry about someone knocking some rock off you. There's a lot of loose rock. It's really steep up there, so that's a real big hazard there. Down here it's fairly safe. There's nothing loose here at all. We'll take you for a walk up this. I guess this is the main tunnel here, because that's the railway tracks go up this way, and there's water flowing out through here. So when we're up top there's a number of places where the stopes just end up ending in some rock, or rock that's plugged off somewhere. So I'm not sure where we are underground in relation to the stopes up top, but you know, we're at the bottom of some of these plugged up stopes here. So, you know, I almost kind of think, you know, hey, I wonder if a guy came in here with a shovel in the wintertime and had nothing better to do, if it would be possible to just muck out a little bit of this and move our way along there, maybe discover some more of this tunnel. I'm not sure if it would just be plugged a little bit, but something I might consider in the wintertime, maybe doing a little excavation project here and see if I can move through past that blockage. Kind of cool the way some of this stuff is formed here. Some of this flowstone here. Always neat to see that. You see that plug there? They just use that to hang a light on or whatever. Drill a little hole in the rock there, and it's just a handy place to have a piece of wire. You just wrap some wire around there. So you see, they still have the railway tracks are still here, and the compressor lines here also. So they have the air going back to the tools. You have some kind of a theory as to how things kind of played out, and then you find out, well, that wasn't actually correct. And sometimes it's really hard to tell what the truth is, and sometimes you never figure out what the truth is. But it's always interesting to look at all the evidence and then you know, try to make a verdict or whatever you want to call it. Now this one here, we'll go for a walk up here too, because it's not really that far. Kind of interesting going up in through here. So a little bit of stoping in here. Kind of a cool looking little tunnel here. Must have flaked away a fair bit, or they just mined. Could have followed a vein here, and that was just the width of the ore. I'm not sure what the trace would have been here. So there's kind of a stoped out area in here. Looks pretty neat. Looks fairly stable, neat looking rock. Not a real big stoped out area, but. So this is a lead, silver, copper, and a zinc mine. You know, lead's not the sexiest metal around, but a lot of these mines they actually had as much or more lead in them than they did copper or gold. So there's quite a lot of tons of lead mined in the area, and nobody really talks about lead much. You had to, especially when they first started coming out with cars, everyone needed them for their batteries, and the batteries weren't very good and they didn't last very long. So, you know, that's for every new car come out, you know, there's, I don't know, 50 or 60 pounds or so of battery, so that's a fair bit of lead, you know, so had to be produced somewhere. I'll just point out some of the dangers of some of these mines here. You know, as you can see here, this, you know, that's sitting in there and it's all rotted out of there, right? So, you know, that boulder, you know, it's, I don't know if it is or not, but it's possible that it's just held up by that piece of wood. I don't know, I'm not going to kick it out of the way, but, you know, if a guy was, you want to get by there, you know, for sure, you want to really take your time and make sure you don't touch that at all, you know, because you could just brush up against it and that could be enough to, you know, it's rotted out of there. That could be enough to setting this whole thing down on you. And you see it's pretty bloody unstable, eh? So, you know, I'm not saying they should be down here doing this kind of stuff, but if you do decide to go down here, you know, really watch this loose stuff, eh? Just don't, you know, just take your time, go real slow past it, and don't touch anything. Because even just putting your hand up on this rock here, you know, could cause all that to come down, you don't know, eh? So just doing the research and stuff on how this mine is developed, I think what happened here is this mine was actually in operation for about 40 years. So I think they probably found some either copper or silver or some quartz even up here, and they got kind of picked away from the top here. And you know, around the turn of the centuries when they first claimed this mine, so I think they kind of picked away at this and didn't do too much on it. And then it kind of sat idle for a little while. And around 1936, there was a guy from Spokane that bought the mine that had a whole bunch of money, and I think that's the guy that developed all the tunnels and stuff. Who was getting so much work, you know, that's so far down there to get that stuff up with buckets or whatever. So I think that that's when they sunk those shafts down the bottom, and then you know, they put those railway in there, and then they mined a lot of ore in 1938. I think was the biggest amount, and then it shut it down after that. So I think. Basically, they just mined it out. By 1938, there was nothing left. They got all the ore out of there. So, but I think that's what's happened. I don't know. Sometimes you see all these clues and read the stuff, and I know the min file says that 36 was last year production, but I've read some old papers, and they said 38 was this was the second biggest mine in the whole area. The production was only second to the Union mine. So I would prefer the evidence of the paper than what the government records say. So I walked up here yesterday with Michelle and got skunked again. Basically we just hit a big pit of water, and you can't see it now, but there's over 6 feet of water here. So basically the only choice I had was either go back or swim. So I came back today and I brought this inner tube thing that I got here, thinking that, well, maybe I just set my ass on there, but it wasn't really working out that well. It's almost sunk right into the water. So basically I just had to bite the bullet and basically lay on my stomach and go across there, and you know, I pretty much might as well have swum just about. But anyways, pushed my way across there, and basically you can almost see the end of that mine. It doesn't go any further, so anybody that's thinking they need to get across that, they're probably wrong. If you want to go for a swim. So this is where the ore loadout was here, so the whole thing's just kind of tipped right over and fallen off. See, that was sitting probably not 6 by 6. I don't know, maybe that was part of the bottom stringers, but yeah, pretty simple setup there. You know, basically they just let gravity do the work. Dumped the ore in the top from the mine carts. And then the train, the thing about this though is they're just right up against the bank here, so they would have had to, see if we can get a shot of this here. There we are. So they would have had to, they're almost right up against the bank here, so the train would have had to push the very last car. There would be no caboose in it, the engine would be the other end, so the push the car all the way up here and right up beside this, fill it up, and then when it's full, back it back down the hill, drop it off and bring another car up. That one month, I think it was in May of 48, they bragged about 6 cars that they shipped for that month. They thought that was quite something. So they're pretty big rail cars, you know. They're not as big as rail cars we have today, but quite a bit of ore. So that's going to be a hit for the Yankee Boy. I'd really recommend that people don't go into these stopes. You know, this has got more loose rock that's treacherous than almost any place I've ever been. You know, there's just all this stuff here, like, you know, it's just, especially further up there, this crack was all open and this rock has just fallen off of here and it's wedged in here, so maybe if you kick this one piece here loose, you know, this whole thing might fall down, or it's just really precarious, and there really isn't that much to see in here. You know, you go in there and there's a little bit of a ledge and then it just goes down where those rats are, so you know, really not worth the effort to get in here. You know, the lower levels where the tunnels are, you know, a lot safer than this. So I don't know, I wouldn't, you know, like, and even just all about this rock up here, you know, I wouldn't recommend that people go into these stopes, and I wouldn't be going in here again. So I guess that'll be it for the Yankee Boy.